part 2 of our How to Make the Best of 2021 series, planning and goal setting and intention setting. Thank you for watching last week's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you'd like to hear more of these videos, because we can keep making them, because there's always more to learn, and I really enjoy watching them. So thank you again for following along. In today's video, we're going to dive into quarterly goals and Notion, which is an app that is so cool. So anyways, first topic is quarterly goals. So we learned about quarterly goals, I would say about a year ago. I was not doing them before 2020. Now 2020 was a bit of an odd one for us, well, for everybody, because you had all of these ideas for the year, and while there's only certain things you can do in the middle of a pandemic, but there's still a lot of the growing that can happen.
For sure.
I did a ton of growing in 2020.
2020, for a lot of people, turned into being a year of growth, whether they liked it or not. I think whether they expected it or not.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, when you're at home and you're forced to be at home, obviously not everybody, but a majority of people in the beginning were forced to be at home, right?
Yeah, slow down and think about things. So,
exactly. Be more present.
Exactly, more mindful. So, you know, the whole vibe we're going for here is to be more mindful. And I think that is something that a lot of people in the North American society are realizing, is that our lives aren't always mindful. And so allowing yourself time to reflect and to set goals, you know, that's really important. It's for living your best life. The point of quarterly goals is to write out your goals 4 times a year for 3 months at a time. That's why they're called quarterly goals. So the first quarter, January, February, March. Then you have the second, April, May, June. You have the third, July, August, September. You have the fourth, October, November, December. I love these, actually. You were the one who actually introduced me to them, and I think it's a game changer. It goes again with the whole idea of, rather than setting one resolution, you are consistently checking in with yourself. And if intention setting is not for you, because some people might not be into that vibe, quarterly goals, I would say, are a little bit more logical than, I think intentions are like a little like fluffy, not in like a bad way, but some people may not like to set an intention. Quarterly goals are very like, you could be a very serious business person and set quarterly goals. Like, it's very business minded.
100%.
I think.
Because business people check in quarterly.
Tell me more about why you like doing quarterly goals.
Yeah, I really have enjoyed quarterly goals really the last year, I would say. I like them because I find I have a hard time staying on track when I set 5 goals for the year. I find it's really hard because you're like, okay, this is what I want, but how do I get there? What am I supposed to do? Where, to me, what quarterly goals is breaking down my long-term goals or short-term goals, whichever it is, and literally working backwards and saying, what do I need to do for this month, this week, tomorrow? What do I need to do to get there? And I think that's the important part, is that setting goals for 3 months is really sustainable versus trying to just get to a vague ending point over 12 months. Yeah.
So to touch on what you just said about checking in weekly, monthly for your long-term goals or your short-term goals, this ties into SMART goal setting, which I feel like we've all learned about in school, but it's nice to have a reminder. SMART goals are specific. Good goals are clear and defined. If goals are too general, they will be hard to accomplish. Measurable. You must be able to measure your progress towards your goals so you know when you have reached it. Action plan. Set an action plan that tells what you are going to do. Realistic. Make sure that your goal is not too hard or too easy, and give yourself a time limit. Think about what you want to accomplish in the next couple of weeks. So those are key in accomplishing goals. And I think quarterly goals tie in really well to that, and they bring you back to reflect on your goals. So for example, I've now set my quarterly goals January to March, which I have a really good idea of what my January to March looks like, because I have an out date from Toronto, I have an out date from my job, like I'm wrapping up a whole chapter of my life. So for me, it's like, okay, I know exactly what I need to do in those 3 months. It's like, okay, these are all steps I need to take in the next 3 months to set me up for the next 3 months of the year. And so I do these every 3 months. I don't do it for the whole year right away, because you just don't know what's going to happen through the year. You don't know, your goals might change.
For sure.
or you'll have accomplished some of them
Yeah.
by March. You know what I mean? So it really is person specific, but...
And it actually is really person specific, because just looking at yours, we do them very differently. Where I break down a column from January for February, and for March, where you kind of put a list for the whole 3 months.
Yeah.
Where I literally break down, what are the things I'm going to do in January? What are the things I'm going to do in February? Because often it's like working towards that end goal, right? So that's how I do them. So it's true. It's really what you make out of them and what works for your life. Again, we live very different lives, and it's going to be different for everybody.
Yeah. So highly suggest quarterly goals.
Yes.
I will link some examples down below too if you want to learn a little bit more about them. Like if you want to read about them, I will do that. So now we're going to talk about Notion, which is an organizational app, I would say. I truly just found out about it like 3 weeks ago when I was watching a YouTube video that talked about setting yourself up for a fantastic 2021. Have not dived into it fully yet because I have not had the time, but I'm planning on setting mine up. But you've gotten really...
I dove right in.
Yeah.
So the YouTuber favorite of mine is Michelle B. She's talked about it for, I would say, almost maybe at least over a year. I can't for sure know. But it's come up now and then, but it's never really resonated. I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, that's good for her and her lifestyle. And then, we were watching this video, and I was like, I've been hearing about this app for so long. I just really want to try it. And I just ended up literally being obsessed with it. Like, I've personalized it. You can do so much with it. You can literally suit it for your life, whether you can make it about your home life, you can make it about your business, financial. There's literally, it's endless. Like, the opportunities are endless to what you do with it. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, I'm always a big believer in like staying organized. Not everybody loves to keep lists. Not everybody likes to use a calendar. I have to, personally. I have so much going on in my work life, personal life, and then my side hustle creative life. So if I don't keep track of things, I will never remember everything that I need to do. And Notion, like even I want to do more of financial tracking this year. And I've always used my notes section in my like iPhone. Yeah. But I think it gets messy.
Yeah. So. That's what I really do, because for me, I love writing. I love journals. I love hands-on. I just found myself having millions of lists of being like, where do I put this? It gets messy.
It does, yeah. And you can forget things very easily if you don't write it down in one place. Because you're like, oh, which journal is that in? Which calendar is that in?
Yeah, and there's not like quick reference points. Like notes are great. Like I love like the note app. Like it's obviously very useful. And I literally had piles of notes because it's just like, but they're not easy to reference. It's just a big jumble where the best thing about Notion is you can literally reference everything. You can like have like quick points to get to what you need, whether it's your finances for March, whatever it being, right?
Yeah.
Or that's what I love about it.
So it's all great for teams. Like I truly recommend it.
So I use, and you will use, there's a free version. This is not a sponsored video, FYI.
Not a sponsored video.
That'd be awesome.
We just like it.
But there is a free version, so obviously that's like what we are using. There is a business version. I think you can buy a package. Obviously, that would be more if you had a team of people, maybe if you were a business owner or something along those lines. But honestly, the free version is, I wouldn't need anything more than that. Like, it's pretty amazing. So don't be scared if you see purchases or anything.
Yes.
The free is amazing.
Like any platform.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, I have a Squarespace website and I have the personal plan. Well, I don't have employees, so I don't need a business plan. So it really just depends on your needs. So. Yeah. So those are our recommendations. Yeah. Really hope that you enjoyed learning a little bit more about what we do to set up our years for success. And I'd love to hear, what you do. Please fill us in on, are there tricks that you have that we might not know about or we haven't touched on? I'm always looking to improve my life in many different ways. So please share and continue following along on this journey. Well, we're in lockdown, so I won't be posting any travel videos anytime soon, but I have some announcements coming up. So stay tuned, and sending you all good vibes. Have a fantastic rest of your winter. We'll talk to you next week.
Wake up, turn on the news,
bye.
And shake those Monday blues, 'cause everything's gonna be okay.